Next up, we've got the game between Chelsea and FC Porto at Stamford Bridge. As we said earlier, Chelsea will be looking to gain revenge, I suppose, on their unlucky elimination from the competition last year. They lost in the semi-finals to Barcelona, and they've got a good record, Steve, at home in the group stages. They're unbeaten at home in the last 5 years, which is a great record. They're short price, as you'd expect. They're 4-11, but can you see, just leaving the prices for 1 minute, you'd expect them to win this game?
You probably would, yeah. I mean, Porto put in the odd decent performance last year, you know, and there were 1 or 2 times when they somewhat surprised us, but they also put in a couple of bad performances, I hasten to add, as well. But I can't get enthusiastic at this stage yet because I just don't know enough about it. I haven't seen enough about it, and it's so early.
It's one of those, we talked about this on the first day of the Premiership season, didn't we, Steve? We said if you're going to have a bet on these games,
these are group stages.
Keep teams stakes low. And
the one thing they won't want to do is lose, even the Chelseas and Man Uniteds, because you've still got games that you can recover. We're coming off the back of big Premier League games. They've had already, you know, certainly from an English perspective, had a lot of games. You know, you might miss one out every now and again. I'm just not. There are ways into these games, but the straights don't appeal to me at this stage. I've got to say. It
is true that this stage is difficult to know what to expect. Porto have made quite a good start in Portugal, as you'd expect. Far different standard, of course, over there. But they have sold a lot of their players who you might have seen last year. Lisandro Lopez, you might remember, was their top scorer in the Champions League. He's gone to Lyon, where he started superbly this season. They'll be a lot weaker without him. Well, as Steve says, the 4-11 is too short, isn't it? You'd look for a different way to play it on Chelsea, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
We picked out a couple of bets for you on the English side. Chelsea to win to 0. That's available at evens. Not a bad price if you consider that Porto without Lisandro, the Argentina international, will be a far weaker proposition. Chelsea, just remind as well on that home record in Europe, they're unbeaten in the last 5 years in the group stages. That's 11 wins and 4 draws. And Chelsea on the half-time, full-time market is available at a price of 5-6. But yet again, we must stress, it's very early days, so make sure you keep your stakes
low. We just
low.
still haven't got, you know, both these squads are smaller. Man United and Chelsea are smaller than they were last year. Both these squads, they're going to still be asking their players to play an awful lot of games this year.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that they can put a team here for this game and then a team there for that game and change 6 for this one and 7 for that one and still be as strong. So every now and again you miss one out when you're forced to play that many games. And I just think there's a lot of pressure on 1 or 2 players, both at Man United and Chelsea, that probably hasn't been in previous seasons.
Yeah, absolutely right. And something else you mentioned, Steve, is right. It's a very busy period at the moment, isn't it? I mean, you're saying the whole season will be busy, but right now it's busy with the internationals.
I think we've had 1 week where they haven't had a midweek game since the start of the Premiership. So they've just had to literally hit the ground running already. So you know, a lot of these players will have played 6-7 games in a matter of 3 or 4 weeks already.
You're watching the Bet Republic Champions League preview show with me, James Eastham, and Steve Claridge. And after you finish listening to all our advice on all the games today, why not head over and check out everything else that the Bet Republic site has got to offer. You can set up your own profile and you can read all the latest football betting blogs. And if you fancy placing a few bets with us, you can simply click on the Bet UK link, which you'll find on the Bet Republic site.